Prepare for landing. We're here, everybody. Yay, Captain, we're home. It's so beautiful. No, it's nothing. I was pleased to do this. It's all about you people. It's not about me.
Do you trip out? I know. We have different opinions on like what is up there. You know, like
what?
The sky and space. But do you notice? Watching kids programming that they fucking bombard kids with space, right?
Sure.
Dude, they get hammered with it. In every movie, there's space, there's aliens, there's space, there's aliens.
Well, not every movie, but a lot of movies, yeah.
It's crazy. It's insane. They blast them with it.
Well, there's a lot above us. If you look up, see forever.
But it's important for kids, though. Totally.
It's important, period, man. I went to see Brian Cox's demonstration that he did. They do a show. They did it in downtown LA, and I was thinking I would love to get Eddie Bravo high and have him watch this like a fight companion. Is this CGI? Is this fake?
Yeah.
Why do you think it's fake? How much do you think is fake that you see in space?
Man, you know,
sometimes you just might find a little pocket of gravity.
But now what do you do with the sequence of things that have turned you into who you are and the things that have come in through your eyeballs and you've tried to understand?
Should we report this? Too much paperwork. Let's roast them. Copy that.
No one's trusting NASA no more, so they're handing it over. Hey, let's do this side thing, and everyone's all into space now.
That's an interesting way to look at it.
I think it's when you saw that Tesla launch. You saw that?
What are you talking about?
When he claimed to launch a Tesla,
that
roadster. Did you see that footage?
The actual Tesla in space?
Yes.
Yes, I saw that.
And you have I've always known you as a dude who had a strong, vibrant bullshit meter. You've always been that guy. You're gonna watch that evidence and go, okay. You can't just buy that, dude. You can't just buy that.
Well,
dude.
let me
it's
see
ridiculous.
Okay, let me see
the very first thing.
Hey,
the very first thing.
Don't poison the water. Okay. If you want me to get an honest
the first thing Elon Musk said in his press conference, the first thing he said is like, well, I think it's impossible and ridiculous, and if you can tell it's real because it looks so fake. That's the opposite of logic. There's logic and reason, and then there's the opposite of that.
No.
You can tell it's real because it looks so fake is the opposite of logic.
Or that's just something he says because he's a fucking genius and he's taking a picture from space.
No, the reason why he said that,
flying through the air.
No, the reason he said that was because all day when they did that, all day, all over the internet was like fake. So that he had to have a statement.
Please hold on.
He had to have a statement.
This is so ridiculous. Let me see it, Jamie.
Watch
Come on, let me see the video.
Which one?
When the
Tesla in space.
I know
the
it's
Tesla
a
in
4.5 hour video.
No, just get a short one. Just go to Tesla in space.
Then you're gonna say I picked the wrong one that got edited. So I'm trying to find the one that's from SpaceX.
We could just abandon this subject. So fruitless.
You know what? it may be real. SpaceX may be real.
That?
Exactly. Why?
But you've seen them shoot the rockets off. I mean, literally,
it looks,
people
when you look at it,
them.
anytime you see a rocket, shoot, you see it go up and then you see it go down into the ocean. No, they launch rockets. They're launching rockets.
That's what it looks like because what you're seeing it go over the curve of the Earth, Eddie. You're seeing it go over the ocean. You're seeing it go up and over. And so as it gets further away that you can't see it anymore, it looks like it's going down.
It's supposed to be going up,
but
not
it is going
parallel to the ground.
Up. It's not going parallel to the ground.
Okay. So
the screens they'll alter. I'm the one they sacrifice to. Then till now. Golden age to golden age. They sit side by side, ignore each other, and give it up to me. Now they hold a smaller screen in their lap or in the palm of their hand so they don't get bored watching the big one. Time and attention. Better than lamb's blood.
They're shooting him into the fucking space and the planet is spinning.
Yeah, okay. I understand that that's what you believe, but you got to understand why I believe what I believe, because
that's what you see. But if you have someone explain it to you, will you still believe it? If you have a scientist explain to you how the physics work,
no explanation. There's no explanation. I need evidence.
You need evidence.
Fake going to the moon before you go, okay. Before that bullshit meter just fucking explodes.
No, I agree.
Listen, it explodes.
I really got mad about Sandy Hook, which I think happened. I have a right to question on one. I was watching Minions 3 or 4 where they go to U.S. and they run through the Minions, run through Hollywood and they're staging the moon landing. People have a right to do that. The truth is, nobody wants to send people up because a bunch of them die. A bunch of test pilots die. We fly on jumbo jets around the country. Our cell phones work.
Do you think we definitely went to the moon?
Absolutely.
100%?
Absolutely.
Bet your life on it?
Bet my life on it. But the difference is that they say it didn't happen. The truth
says
is
that?
We have, type in Alex Jones denies moon landing.
I've denied it a bunch of times.
They say Alex Jones says that there are human slaves on Mars. Never said it. But all I'm saying is I know the real NASA people. And
Wernher von Braun, the guy who directed all 6 moon missions, was a Nazi, correct?
Yes.
He hung out with Walt Disney, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, who in the 50s just made up space. No one went to space.
How is space?
What?
Hey, listen, I'm not
Walt Disney had space.
Eddie, I was on the phone with you for 45 minutes this morning. I told you I have a 12-inch telescope. 12-inch diameter opening aperture.
Yes, we talked about this.
I looked at the freaking moons and taken 35mm photos.
It's there. It's there. All the shit you see when you look up, it's there. You get a telescope, you get closer to what's there.
We're not gonna have a space is fake conversation.
You told me the fucking lights are fake.
I can't do this.
I didn't say the lights are fake.
Well, what are they?
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know what they are.
The way I describe this is the same way I talk about jujitsu. You should never talk about how effective martial arts are to someone who hasn't trained at all.
You can't prove that shit.
You can't prove all those things.
You can't prove the sun's 93 million miles away. There's no proof for that.
Like, are we even conscious?
It's scientism. You got to believe it.
Are we even real people that have souls and free will?
You have no idea this man's need to control our fate, how effective and bold his plots and ambitions.
Oh my gosh. We did it. That's really the moon? Yes, that's really the moon, Jeffrey.
That's how heroes are made.
People think they see it on TV, it must be real. They saw the moon landing on TV. I saw it. I watched him get out.
I need evidence. I need evidence. That's not evidence. You look at it like that's not evidence.
Everything you see that you haven't seen with your own eyes might be fake.
Maybe. I don't trust. It's a liar you don't trust. Everybody
that's like a simulation.
You know,
right?
I had a friend who lied about everything. Everything about his life, where he was from, all the things he did. He was a wrestling champion. He had everything. Then I found out, like 2 years into the relationship, little by little, that he lied about this and he lied about that. Then I find out that he lied about everything. He's one of those guys that lies about everything.
And that's how you view the government.
Yeah, exactly. So he may be telling the truth, and even total liars will tell the truth throughout the day a lot just to get through the day. That you have to tell the truth to get, but then, at the drop of a hat, they're going to lie about their life in some crazy way or whatever.
I understand your logic, Eddie. Let me slow you down here. I understand your logic, but you also have to assume that most of the people that are telling you the truth about this or that online that also
don't have proof.
At 100 miles in the ocean, 100 miles, how much curvature should there be? Do you know?
I don't care.
It's about 6,000 feet. It's about 6,000 feet of curvature. So you should not be able to see.
How far you could see?
No, you wouldn't be able to see 100 miles away from the ocean.
But who, Eddie? You didn't go to school for this stuff. These people that are talking to you.
Dude, I research this all the time.
I know, but you're hearing from
what
one
I'm saying
side,
is not a lie.
But you know what I'm saying?
What I'm saying is that at 100 miles, there should be 6,000 feet of curvature. You don't even understand what that means.
I don't.
I understand what that means. If we live on a ball that at every 100 miles there should be 6,000 feet of curvature. There's a formula for it. But when you look, there's Navy ships that can target other Navy ships with lasers 100 miles away. It would be impossible if there was a 6,000 foot curvature of water. Impossible. They take pictures of their target. pictures at 100 miles. There's no curvature. It's flat. There should be 6,000 feet of curvature.
They take pictures with what, Eddie? This is not your area of expertise. This is one of the reasons why I get crazy about this kind of shit.
Dude, I look into this all the time.
But just because you read something that someone says...
But I know that. You can't dispute what I just said. You can't dispute what I just said.
I bet you can. I bet I didn't go to school for it, so I don't know. But I bet if someone did...
An electromagnetic railgun is a gun that uses just electricity, no gunpowder, and oh, by the way, can shoot a projectile like this.
Well over 100 miles at Mach 7.
Do you stand if we live on a ball at 100 feet, there should be 6,000 feet of curvature? Does that make sense to you?
So everyone's wrong, Eddie. Why would you assume they were, but the satellites are fake? See what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
Assume that the people that are making these YouTube videos, that they're correct, but the people that are putting up satellites are full of shit.
I just go by science. That's it, scientific evidence, like real science. Like water is always level. So when you're talking about when with the naked eye, you're looking at a boat go in the ocean and you see it go over the horizon.
Is it really going? Telescopes, you're just getting small enough so that you can't see it anymore.
Exactly.
But if you use a telescope, you can still see it for a little while.
Yeah.
And then it goes over the fucking curve of the Earth.
If you had a more powerful telescope, it brings it even closer.
But you don't see it. Otherwise,
they've already had tests. They've already done that.
But you could see England. You could look out at. You could see Hawaii.
There's too much.
You could see Hawaii. Why can't you see Hawaii? If you could see the moon, why can't you see Hawaii?
There's a lot of atmospheric...
no, it curves. The fucking thing curves.
No, if it curves, okay.
That's what the scientists say, Eddie. The ones who make the GPS, the ones who make the maps, the ones who chart the fucking paths for airplanes and shipping routes, all those people say it's round. All the people that do satellites, all the people that are involved in aerospace, all the people that are involved in anything where you have to calculate the fucking curve of the Earth and to get things to places. All those people think it. They're all wrong?
All right, let's see what NASA has to say. Looking at this ntrs.nasa.gov document here, dated April 17th, 1961. And it says, a trajectory simulation incorporating the above requirements is represented in Figure 8. In addition to the above requirements, this simulation assumes a vehicle with 6 degrees of freedom and aerodynamic symmetry in roll, and the missile position in space is computed relative to a flat, non-rotating Earth. So they're checking out missile position in space computed relative to a flat, non-rotating Earth. Why would you do that? If the Earth is a rotating ball, 25,000 miles in circumference, why would you do your computations based on a non-rotating flat Earth? You're going to tell me that this simplifies the math? I mean, we are actually dealing with rocket scientists here, so math's not a problem for these people. March 1972, NASA Technical Memorandum, determination of angles of attack and side slip from radar data and a roll stabilized platform. Gotta love the titles, huh? Okay. Abstract. Equations for angles of attack and side slip relative to both a rolling and non-rolling body access system are derived for a flight vehicle for which radar and gyroscopic attitude data are available. The method is limited, however, to application where a flat, non-rotating Earth may be assumed. Investigation of aircraft landing in variable wind fields. Equations of motion. This comes up a lot. The two-dimensional model for aircraft motion presented in this section follows the general form developed by Frost. It accounts for both vertical and horizontal mean wind components having both time and spatial variations. The aircraft trajectory model employed in this study was derived based on the following assumptions. Number 1, the Earth is flat and not rotating. That's the number 1 assumption. NASA.gov, May 1988. Flight testing. Flight testing a V-STOL aircraft to identify a full envelope aerodynamic model. June 27, 1988. Day after my birthday. Page 4. of their document. For aircraft problems, the state of measurement models together represent the kinematics of a rigid body for describing motion over a flat, non-rotating Earth. NASA.gov, December 1991. Aircraft model for the AIAA Controls Design Challenge. On page 11. Once again, you have the equations of motion and atmospheric model. The nonlinear equations of motion used in this model are general 6th degree of freedom equations representing the flight dynamics of a rigid aircraft flying in a stationary atmosphere over a flat, non-rotating Earth. You guys start to see a pattern here?
You have been selected to be members of an exclusive secret organization whose only purpose is to prevent souls from going to the dumb planet known as Earth. Does our unstoppable gang have a really cool name? Yes, it does. We shall be known as the Apocalypse.
I cannot go to a laboratory and get a bunch of gas to form into a ball, because in a laboratory on Earth, all of that gas has the prevailing gravity created by Earth pulling it down. It's already being formed into a sphere called the atmosphere. Do you want to see it happen outside of Earth? Look at all of the gas planets and nebulae and everything else in the universe that you deny exist because you have to, Dave.
Okay, so if I put a helium balloon in a vacuum chamber, right, and I remove the medium, or as much as I can without blowing up the balloon, that balloon will fall, right? You agree with me?
It will accelerate.
But it'll go down to the bottom of the chamber, right? Okay, so now
absolutely.
What would happen? What's going to happen is that gas going to stay down in the bottom of the chamber if I take the balloon away?
No, because that balloon keeping that gas in. I was literally in the middle of explaining, well, you had to shout the word why. Dave, I'm going to ask you once more. Please practice some impulse control. Thank you. In that particular circumstance, the gas is being held in a pressurized containment called the balloon. Very similar to a tank of air. Now, if you remove that pressurized container of the balloon, the pressurized container becomes the vacuum chamber that it is in. The pressure in the vacuum chamber will slightly increase. However, there will be a gradient of that pressure, more at the bottom, less at the top.
I don't think you'll see that gradient happening in there, but let's just assume it did, because you just proved my point. You just proved my point.
That gravity exists.
So, no, that the gravity did not hold that gas down there. It didn't do that, did it?
The gradient.
It expanded. Now, wait a second. What if I open the vacuum chamber? If I open the vacuum chamber now, what's now going to happen to the gas?
5, 4. Okay, sorry. I wanted to get to a point before you changed what you were talking about. Yeah, nobody says, like, again, you strawman what should happen. We don't say that helium should stay at the bottom, because the Earth's gravity isn't strong enough to stop the kinetic energy contained within that gas when it was under pressure from being exerted and dissipating the gas. However, it will settle into a gradient because of the acceleration due to gravity. The fact is that you're ignoring something that is created when that balloon is under pressure, and that is the kinetic energy of all those molecules being under pressure. Once that balloon is removed, that kinetic energy moves all the gas molecules until they can no longer be contained. And it's been measured, that's important, it has been measured that within a vacuum chamber, when you let gas into it, there is a gradient of pressure, more at the bottom, less at the top, as per the predictions of gravity. Dave, you keep strawmanning the position of gravity, that's why you don't get anything right.
All right, so we're not going to put it under pressure. Okay, we're going to have it at the ambient pressure that we're under. We're going to take a box that we can open the lid on it, right? Got a little remote control. It seals up. We're going to seal it up in the box there. We got air. It's the same pressure inside as it is outside. We're going to set that into a vacuum chamber. Now, the air in the vacuum chamber, the air in the box, the air around it, the vacuum chamber itself, everything is being held to the Earth by gravity, right? All right.
Good job.
Cool. All right. So I'm going to reduce the pressure in the vacuum chamber now. I reduce the pressure in the vacuum chamber. Get it down to as close to as much as we can. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to open that box. Now, gravity's going to hold that air down there in that box, right? Because after all, it's not under pressure. It's still at 14.7.
Yeah. Again, You've removed the air from the vacuum chamber. What air are you talking about?
I'm talking about the air surrounding the box.
Yeah, what about the air surrounding the box?
Okay, we removed it. We created a vacuum. Now the box of air is in a vacuum environment. So, and it's all being held to the earth by gravity.
Yeah, so is that box closed within that vacuum environment?
Yes.
Yeah, so what's your point?
Okay, so now I open the box in that vacuum environment. Does that gravity should keep the air in the box, right?
No, that's a straw man of the position. There's no reason that gravity should keep the air in the box because that air
was holding it in there before.
No, it wasn't. The box was closed. Right?
But now, I got it right from the air. I took it right.
I'm trying, Dave, do you want me to explain or you just want to talk over me?
I mean, I did it right on the ground, closest to the.
Do you want me to explain or do you want to talk over me? Which one is it, Dave?
Well, you're proving my point, really.
Yeah, but would you like? I haven't proven anything because you haven't yet let me explain my point, Dave.
Go ahead. You keep telling me how I haven't let you explain your point, but you never explain your fucking point.
Well, I'm trying to, but every time I
get on with it, then
self-control without means that I have to start again. Okay, so that 14.7 psi is still pressure, which means there is still kinetic energy within those molecules. Now, because there is less pressure outside of the box, once that box is open, that kinetic energy of those molecules that are under 14.7 psi is released and moves the molecules into the larger container, i.e. the vacuum chamber, slightly
Oh, God answered my prayers. No, I'm just kidding. Craig, we lost you.